Greetings once again, my friends, my fellow modelers, and my fellow Star Trek fans. I'd like to welcome you to another video, and I'd like to share my passion with you guys for my love of Star Trek as well as my love of AMT kits. Today we're going to be looking at the newest release by Round 2 AMT of the U.S.S. Enterprise. Not this lovely lady right here, but rather the NCC-1701-D. I just got it in the mail, so it's going to be really fun. We're going to go through and see what changes there are. We'll go through the instructions, and that's going to be a really fun build. So my friends, why don't we go over to the desk where there's more room and there's more light, and I'll show you guys the newest release of the NCC-1701-D by AMT. Okay, let's take a look at this model kit. Incidentally, this was brand spanking new that I got in the mail. Sadly, this is the second time I'm doing an unboxing on it, because when I actually downloaded the files to the computer and started editing, there was no audio. There was an audio issue, so I got to redo it, but this was just out of the shrink wrap. So I apologize for that. I do want to upgrade to a camera, to a high definition video camera for my videos, and kind of graduate from the phone thing. So I am on the lookout for that. But let's get to the model kit. This is AMT. You can see the beautiful Enterprise on the cover, and this is injected in translucent plastic, and this is in 1/1400 scale. So you can see on the side of the box they have the accessories for it, and they actually have the what they're calling the upgrade set. You can see it's the Aztec decals, and that's the blue from the movie. As of right now, I tried looking for that, and it's not available. It's not even available for pre-order, so I don't know when that's going to come out. But as soon as this comes out, I'll order it, and I'll make a video on that to show you guys. You can see the primary and secondary hull actually separate. You can see the decals on the bottom. Again, this is released in 2024, and you can see Round 2 Corporation and StarTrek.com. Looking at the other side of the box, it shows you the decals that are included in the kit. Includes a huge 9x13-inch full-color decal sheet featuring bonus U.S.S. Syracuse registries. And that's pretty cool, because I think if you go to Star Trek 3 of Season 3 of Star Trek Picard, isn't it the Star Drive section, wasn't that the Syracuse that Geordi had put the Enterprise D primary hull on? So that might be a fun thing to do. You can see the dome with the metal rod support base. And on the ends of the box, you can see that this is kit number 1429M/606. And this is the Enterprise from Star Trek The Next Generation. You can see it's the same thing on both ends of the box. Now when we look at the back, that's what I love about Round 2. I love the little goodies, the graphics and the pictures that they put on the back of the box, or the bottom. You can see she's got 36 total pieces, and she's going to be 18 inches long. She's got a detachable captain's yacht and the removable saucer section. You can see a finished model. And of course, when we do ours, we're going to light it. There's a little bit of info on the bottom. The U.S.S. Enterprise, NCC-1701-D, the flagship. The 24th century Starfleet, the U.S.S. Enterprise NCC-1701-D was the fifth starship to be named Enterprise. Under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the Enterprise D carries new generations of Starfleet officers into the cosmos, continuing to mandate to explore strange new worlds and boldly go where no one has gone before. With a total of 42 decks, the Galaxy-class Enterprise D was twice the length and had 8 times the interior space of the Constitution-class ships of over a century earlier, and carried a combined crew and passenger load of 1,012. Again, she's just beautiful. So let's go ahead, we're going to open it up. We'll put this to the side, and the first thing I want to show you guys, or draw your attention to, is that ever-present round 2 dome base. Nice, sturdy, and what I like about this is we have the opening, so it's a hollow tube, so we can light our model. So that's the first thing. Next thing, again, like I said, I did an unboxing on all this, that's why everything's open, but we're just reshooting it. You can see the bottom of the secondary hull, and it has that kind of milky, translucent, almost kind of like a glow-in-the-dark type of plastic thing going on. But this is not glow-in-the-dark. What this is going to do is this is going to diffuse the light beautifully when we paint it, light it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to gently, probably with a drill bit, and we're going to remove all the windows, all the paint from the windows, excuse me. And it's going to be nice and translucent, so when the light hits it, it'll diffuse beautifully. Because if it was in clear, you'd have to worry about seeing hot spots, and I like this a lot better. You can see some of the detail on the kit. On the bottom, you can see the phaser arrays, as well as the phaser arrays on the bottoms of the nacelle pylons. And you can see where the support rod is going to go in, just in front of the phaser array on the bottom, or the belly of the ship. And you can see all the escape pods molded in. And because we're going to light it, what we're going to have to do is, you can see this is a solid piece, so we're actually going to have to channel a little channel, not very big, just because of the wire we're going to use. It's going to be like a hair. We'll channel it out, glue it in, put a tiny bit of putty to conceal it before we paint it. So I'm thinking we'll do is we'll wire the whole thing. We'll put the whole ship together. Then we're going to paint her, and then we'll go around and we'll remove the paint from all the windows, so we'll be able to see them through. So that's the plan anyway. So this is the bottom of the secondary hull, and you can see we got the top over here, and the fit is going to go pretty well, just like that. It goes into the little slot in the back, and we have the secondary hull complete. Let's see, the dorsal hull is next, and I'll tell you the improvements they made to this a little bit. You can see they have a little tab now where this is going to go in, just like that. I had done one of the first releases, I think it was actually the second release of this mold, and we had done the fiber optic Enterprise, and there wasn't that little tab to help guide and lock it into place. So what this is going to do is this is going to go on to the back and on the top, and that's going to form the dorsal hull. And that's actually, you can see we got shuttle bays 2 and 3, as well as the battle bridge, and you can see the phaser array. And of course, when the primary hull comes in docks, this gets covered. So because I'm going to light mine, it'll be glued, and we're not going to have to worry about separating the saucer from the rest of the ship. So, moving on, we've got clear parts next. So let's check out the clear parts, and you can see we'll start with the deflector dish. Beautiful deflector dish. You can see the way it's going to look, and it's got the little part that's going to come out. Now this is going to go in over there, and see this little area, a little rectangular area around the center. I think that's actually supposed to be red. We're going to use the screen from, I like to do the one from the movie, because the last one we did of this with the fiber optics, we did it as seen in the TV show. This one is going to be as seen in the movie, as well as the Aztecing. So I think that's going to be red, but we'll see. You can see the sections along the nacelles. This is going to be painted in transparent blue, as the deflector dish is. And we move to the front, or over here, you can see we have the impulse engines. And of course, those are going to be lit. Probably use SMDs in there. And then you can see the Bussard collectors. And again, they have that beautiful kind of milky, foggy type of plastic, where if it was crystal clear, you'd have to worry about hot spots. But we're going to paint this with the transparent red, and I think it's going to look really cool. So that is the clear parts tree. So moving on, speaking of the nacelles, we've got the nacelles right here, and you can see where they're going to fit to the secondary hull. So let's get her back over here, and they go together really well. We're going to have to drill, because we got the wires going through the bottom so we can light the nacelles and the Bussard collectors, but this is going to go on just like this, and it fits really well. And we'll drill up on the inside and on the bottom so we can pass our wires. Let me put this to the side. And those are the nacelles. There's two trees of the nacelles, and they're identical. They're the same for port and starboard. And let's see, we got a couple of trees in here with some interesting goodies. You can see we got the captain's yacht. And we can either do the captain's yacht with the detail on it, or the plane with no detail. And you can see this is Shuttle Bay 1, the door, and this is going to go on the back of the primary hull. And this little thing that looks like a shovel actually goes into the back, where this eventually gets anchored to the little opening. We got another tree in there, and you can see this has the bridge. So we get the bridge area. You can see the little light that's going to go in over there. And we have a couple of the shuttle bay doors as well. Okay, and now we move on to the meat of the model. We've got the primary hull. Look at that, beautiful. I never get tired of opening up an Enterprise model kit. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see where this is going to guide the bridge, where that's going to peek through, and we're going to light that as well. Well, actually, the light will be diffused through the plastic, and it'll come up and light the top. So hopefully you can see the phaser arrays. Let me separate them. Hopefully you can see the phaser array going around. And we have, let's see, C deck. And then we got the vents. And you can see, hopefully you can see all the escape pods and all the windows. Now we're doing the fan home, formerly Eagle Moss, build the Enterprise D. And if you guys have been following that build, or you're doing it, you realize, man, there are a lot of escape pods and windows on the Enterprise D. She's a Galaxy class, and she's absolutely huge. You can see the inside, the little tabs that are going to help guide them into place, and there's a little bit of writing. Hopefully that shows up on camera. Looking at the bottom, you can see the area where the captain's yacht is going to go. We have all the windows, and you can see the phaser array on the bottom. And down here we have many more escape pods than on the top, as well as all the windows. Coming to the back, this is where the battle bridge is going to be docked. So where is the dorsal hull? I just seen it. So we got the battle bridge and this part of the secondary hull or star drive part. So when the ships come together, they're going to dock, and you can see that little pin right there is going to go into the little opening, and it's going to dock and connect just like that. So let me kind of put this together for you guys. So it's gonna go like that. Hopefully you can see the little pin coming through. But we're actually going to have to glue it, because we're going to light the whole thing, so it'll be a little bit it's going to be tough to do it separate. I mean, we could do it, but we're not going to do it that way. We're going to just glue it. You can see where it would then again come apart. But if you guys are going to keep it together, you might think about something as like a little stand for the primary hull. They did have one in an earlier release of this kit, but they don't have that now. It's just the one dome at the base, but it might be a little too top heavy to stay on. But anyway, we're gonna light it, so we're gonna glue it. We don't have to worry about the separation. Okay, for the plastic parts, that's everything. We have some of the memorabilia, the paraphernalia, excuse me, from Auto World. I'm very fond of Auto World. I usually get all my stuff from them. You can see the cover. We have some of the little goodies that are offered, and I've shown you the K7. I actually have the original release, I have the collector tin release, and the newest release. So that's just a little sampling of what you can get from Auto World store. And next up will be the instructions. So I also made a video on the instruction sheet if you're curious, because they don't have these yet for download from round 2. They're not available. And I figured I would put these up just as an updated version. So you can see the Enterprise model, AMT 1429M-06. You can see it's got the general information, the assembly, the highly detailed kit, the glue assembly, make sure you fit the pieces together, do everything in sub-assemblies, and the water slide includes water slide decals. And you can see this is from Star Trek, The Next Generation in 1/1400 scale. So we're going to go on to step 1. You can see we're going to put the primary hull together. Looks like we're going to put in the impulse engines. Those are clear. Shuttle Bay 1, the door, as well as the bridge. Part 2, we're going to be forming the dorsal hull, or the saucer pylon, and we're going to start doing the secondary hull, or the star drive. You can see we're going to put the deflector dish in with that little piece that's going to go in the center, and we're going to put the halves together eventually after we put the dorsal hull on. Step 4, we move on to the nacelles, and what we'll do is we'll paint everything prior to assembling it. That way everything will be nice and crisp. Step 5, you can see at the final assembly, we put the primary hull on. It goes over the battle bridge section. We're going to put on the nacelles, and we're going to bring everything together. Like I said, we're going to run all the wires and get everything ready first. Then we're going to paint it. Then we're going to remove the paint from the windows. So I figure that'll be the best way we can do it. You can see step 6, not really a step, but we put it on a metal rod. And what I like about it is this is hollow, so we can run the wires up to illuminate the ship. So those are the instructions. So we're going to take a look at the painting guide as well as the instruction for the decal placement. So this is the paint and decal instructions. You can see the symbols, decal number, and the paint color. Note, the Aztec pattern on the TV version is created with 2 colors, while the movie version used 4 colors. And the Aztec for the TV series version is light sea gray and gray green. Whereas the movie version, which is my personal favorite, has the smoke gray, the duck egg blue, the JN gray, as well as the medium gray. You can see the paint guide. Note, extra escape pod hatch and registry decals are included in case of error. Well, that's always good to know. The colors we're going to need, we got ocean gray, neutral gray, field gray, khaki, orange yellow, copper, dark copper, metallic brown, flat red, and clear blue. Check with your local hobby retailer to find the U.S.S Enterprise D Aztec decals available now from AMT. And again, those aren't available yet, not for this kit. So as soon as I'm able to find them, I will let you guys know. So when we go to step 1, you can see the decal placement numbers, and they look like, I'm wondering if those are the transporter arrays. And you have the escape pods and the different things going with where the battle section is. Again, we're not going to be doing that because we're going to be gluing the halves together. You can see step 2 for the nacelles. You can see the decals that are going to go on the top and on the bottom. And then we move over, and you can see for the dorsal hull, and where the photon torpedo launcher would be, just above the deflector dish. Step 4, we really get into it. You can see all the escape pods that are going to go on. You can see we're going to be painting the phaser array, and that would be khaki. Note, it is suggested that decals be applied in numerical order to keep track of similarly shaped pieces. And we're going to do the bottom section in step 5. You can see the captain's yacht, all of the escape pod decals. Step 6, you can see the top of the secondary hull. You can see the little Enterprise registry numbers that are going to go there, as well as painting the phaser arrays and also looks like the transporter arrays. And we do the bottom. You can see leave unpainted, so that little area around the middle of the deflector dish with more escape pods and the painting of the phaser arrays. And lastly, you can see this is round 2, 2004 CBS. And that is everything in the instruction sheet. Again, it's nothing you haven't seen before with the previous issues, but I just wanted to give the brand new edition of it. And lastly, in the box, we have that huge decal sheet. And we have lots and lots and lots of escape pods. Yeah, look at that. And it was nice to know that they give extra escape pods. And what we did when I did the fiber optic one is they didn't have decals, so I actually had to paint each one. If I would have gone back and done it again, they were yellow, there's a million of them, I would have put the lines, because I didn't put the lines on them. But anyway, this one is going to be made with the decals. Now I don't know if the Aztecing is going to have the escape pods already in the decals. We'll see when we get those. But there are lots and lots of escape pods. You can see the 1701-D that's going to go just behind Shuttle Bay 1, the door. Not on the door, but on the bottom. And you can see all of the transporter arrays that are going to be located throughout the ship, as well as the the nacelle graphics. I'm going to go on top and on the bottom. And this is going to run down the bottom in the middle, the secondary hull. And we have the Syracuse NCC-1701-D. So what I had wanted to do, I wanted to do the Syracuse star drive and the Enterprise D primary hull. Because in Star Trek Picard in Season 3, Geordi surprises the party with the Enterprise D. Because of the Prime Directive, they had to get the saucer section that crashed off of Meridian 3. So they go to the Starfleet Museum, and lo and behold, she's there. And that's just put a lump in my throat. I just love that. And Geordi had said they used the Syracuse. And I want to see if I can get, if it's the difference between the Syracuse Aztecing on the secondary hull and the Enterprise D Aztecing on the primary hull. Ideally it would be the same, but something tells me it's not. But anyway, that's what I was thinking of, kicking around that idea. So that is the huge decal sheet. And that is everything in the kit. The last thing I want to show you guys is we've got the sides of the box. They have these really beautiful photos. So on the side of the inside, you can see they got the pictures of the Enterprise. You can see she's got a tractor beam. Beautiful. Same thing on the other side. She's going through warp. And on the ends as well. And that looks like the Grissom. I mean, it's not the Grissom, it's the class of ship, but it's similar to the Grissom. And lastly, this picture. So I love when they do things like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So my friends, that is a look at the brand new 2024 release of the Enterprise D in translucent plastic. And this is in 1/1400 scale. So my next video, let's see, I want to get the Aztecing. So we're going to either do the Aztecing in the next video, or we'll do the lighting plan. Because I'm going to come up with a lighting plan for the ship, and we'll do the Tenor Controls control board. We'll do a video on that for her as well. So my friends, until the next video in the series, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.